Part 5. According to Wikipedia, under Gutian people, that's Gutian people, quote, the Guti or Kuti, also known by the derived Gutians, were a nomadic people of the Zagros mountain on the border of modern Iran and Iraq during ancient times. Stop! Isn't this the exact same mountain range they say the nomadic, yet somehow still elite Kassites came from? Yes, yes it is. Let's continue for more clues, shall we? Quote, their homeland was known as Gutium. The Guti are often regarded as precursors of the modern Kurds. Stop! And we have already discovered the Kurds and modern-day Israelis are of the same bloodline. Let's continue, please. Quote, the Guti subsequently overran southern Mesopotamia and formed a royal dynasty in Sumer. The Sumerian kings list suggests that the Guti ruled over Sumer for several generations following the fall of the Akkadian Empire. Stop. Once again, we are asked to believe a singular nomadic tribe in Upper Mesopotamia somehow, in some way, not only toppled a kingdom in southern Mesopotamia, but toppled the big dog next to big dog Babylon. Are you guys catching the attack together? And each kingdom is awarded a kingdom connection with the Kassites yet? But let's continue for more clues. Quote, by the first millennium BCE, usage of the name Gutium by the peoples of lowland Mesopotamia had expanded to include all of Western Media between the Zagros and the Tigris, the territory of ancient Elam. Quote, various tribes and places to the east and northeast were often referred to as Gutian or Gutium. For example, Assyrian royal annals use the term Gutians in relation to populations known to have been Medes or Mannanians. Now, the Mannanians, Mannaeans, they are the people the Medes shadow. Oh, we're going to get to them, but let's continue. As late as the reign of Cyrus the Great of Persia, the famous general Gaburu was described as the governor of Gutium. Stop. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Gutium was Elam's shadow horde. And just like all the rest we have discovered thus far, they took them over lock, stock, and barrel. Their culture, their language, and their name. Question, am I the only person who find it? What's a good word, little Miss Ivy? Huh? Excellent. Am I the only person who find it? Interesting. There are no relief images of many of the most suspicious of our inquiries. I mean, even the superpowers don't have images of them on their reliefs after a victory, but all others are carved with great detail. Only their names are given in passing. And it's as though certain images were erased or purposely not carved. And do you notice the timing of such detailed works of art? Yep, the Bronze Age, not before and very little after. It's as if we are being given a desired perception to view history versus viewing it through the scriptures. But that's just how little Miss Ivy and I figure it. But again, I ask you to look at the images they left. Not baptized the scribe, but they left them. And how even though there's enough detail of the changings of attire, the people's faces, body builds, etc., look exactly the same in all cultures. But let's continue for more proof, shall we? Under origin, quote, little is known of the origins, material culture, or language of the Guti, as contemporary sources provide very few details or no artifacts have been positively identified. Stop. Yet, they supposed to have conquered the entire southern half of Mesopotamia. What are the odds of this happening without an outside influence? I think I know why. But let's continue, please. Quote, as the Gute language lacks in context corpus, let me say that again. As the Gutean language lacks the text corpus, apart from some proper names, listen to this, its similarities to other languages are impossible to verify. The names of Gutean Samaritan kings suggest that the language was not closely related to any language of the region, including Samaritan, Akkadian, Huron, Hittite, and Elamite. Stop. Bingo. Why bingo, you wonder? Didn't we discover the Kassite language was also an isolate, meaning it can't be matched with any other language upon the face of the planet? Yes, we did. And seeing they came from the exact same region and utilized the exact same Elamite nation to rise to power, I deduce, Granny Wanny, the Guteans were the parent company who acquired the Elamites through a hostile takeover. And with their diversified portfolio of nations under their logo, they expanded their market shares through satellite corporate raids for maximum forward growth. But let's continue for more proof, shall we? Under overview, quote, since Guteans appear to have been an unwritten language, for information about the Gute, scholars must rely on external sources, often highly biased texts composed by their enemies. For example, Sumerian sources generally portray the Gute as, quote, unhappy, barbarous, and rapacious, rapacious, which means exceedingly greedy. You know, just like somebody else in their bloodline. But let's continue. Quote, people from the mountains, apparently the central Zagros, east of Babylon and north of Elam. North of Elam can only mean they had to overtake Elam to get to southern Sumer. Now check out how their particular humanity works. Quote, the period of the Gutean dynasty in Sumer is portrayed as chaotic. Initially, according to the Sumerian kings list, quote, in Guteum, no king was famous. They were their own kings and ruled thus for 3 or 5 years. This may indicate that the Gutean kingship was rotated between tribes/clans or within a oligarchical. That's it. Or within an oligarchical elite. Bam. Stop. Bingo. Under proeminence during the early 22nd century BCE. Quote, as the Akkadians went into decline, the Guteans began a campaign, decades long, of hit-and-run raids against Mesopotamia. Their raids crippled the economy of Sumer. Travel became unsafe, as did work in the fields, resulting in famine. The Guteans eventually overran Akkad, and as the King's List tells us, their army also subdued Uruk for hegemony of Sumer in about 2147 through 2050 BCE. Listen up and listen closely. Quote, the Guteans seem also to have briefly overran Elam at around the same time, towards the close of some king's reign, which was in 2100 BCE. Stop. Bingo! I told you. The Guteans were shadow Elam. Thus, why my God told us about the discrepancies with Shem in Genesis 10. Remember earlier when I said, I think I know why certain mighty people are not recorded through images, while much minor people are all over the place? Well, check this out and tell me what you think in the comment section. Quote, the Widener Chronicles, written at 500 BCE, portrays the Gutean kings as uncultured and uncouth. Naram Sin, this is what they say, personal quote, narrow sin destroyed the people of Babylon, so twice Marduk summoned the forces of Guteum against him. Marduk gave his kinship to the Gutean force. The Gutians were unhappy people, unaware how to revere the gods, ignorant of the right cultic practices. A Babylonian text from the early second millennium refers to the Guti as having, listen to this, a quote, human face, dog's cunning, and monkey build. What? A human face, dog's cunning, and monkey's build. Stop. So release of the giants with monkey man on leashes is a real monkey man? We know they were giants because the elephant has full-grown tusks only a full-grown elephant can grow. But wait! Under physical appearance, quote, according to the historian Henry Hall Hawthworth in 1901, Assyriologist Theodorus Pinchers in 1908, renowned archaeologist Leonard Woolley in 1929, and Assyriologist something Glebe in 1944, the Gutians were pale in complexion and blonde. This identification of the Gutians as fair-haired first came to light when Julius Oppert, in 1877, published a set of tablets he had discovered which described Gutian slaves as Namrum, one of its many meanings being light-colored. This racial character of the Gutians as blondes or being light-skinned was also claimed up by George Something in 1899 and later by historian Sidney Smith in his early history of Assyria in 1928. Stop! Bingo! But I must admit, because the only reference to race found for the Gutians is one word, many scholars dispute the claim as unresolved. But if the next sentence is true, the dispute is a moot point. Check it out. Under modern connection theories, quote, the historical Guti have been regarded by many scholars as among the ancestors of the Kurds. According to some scholars, the term Guti, had by late antiquity, became a catch-all term to describe all tribal, nomadic, and mountain people of the Zagros region. Example, bingo! Diverse yet under the same banner once again. But that's not all the surprises the Guti/Elam has to offer. What do you perceive when you hear the word